Welcome to this training segment of the Success Cycle series called Attitude. The Attitude is a segment training that Tammy and I have been sharing for decades. And since the start of Max International, which is 14 years ago, whenever we open a new market or whenever we introduce a new associate to our training segments, this is one of the very first training segments that you will come across. And the reason why is I truly believe that is the foundation of all. Your attitude, and this is what I want to talk about, is a different aspect of your attitude in the way you see yourself and the way you perceive yourself in this industry will have an impact on your results. So if I share my screen here with you, as I stated earlier, the Success Cycle series training called the Attitude is extremely important. Tammy and I have seen associates grow empires and literally destroy their empire just based on their attitude and the way that they handle themselves dealing with adversities. And again, many different situations. This is what I want to talk to you about. So one of the important aspect is, what is attitude? Well, if you look at your screen here, it says that the attitude is, let me actually remove myself here so you can actually see the entire slide, is a way of thinking or feeling about someone or something, typically reflecting in a person's behavior. And it's really interesting because this is a slide that I think many of you have seen in many different training segments that you might have come across within this industry or within some Facebook post or whatever. I'm sure you've seen that. And again, it really brings the reality of how you feel about yourself. And a lot of folks, they start this business, this network marketing, wonderful industry, but they may feel like that little kitten, right? And the fact here is you may feel a certain way, but what's really important is internally is you have to see yourself bigger. And a reflection of this lion is and I've seen this many times where there's some people that may be new in the industry, but they feel like a lion in the industry, right? They feel powerful, and this is really important because the way you feel about yourself will have a very strong reflection on how others may perceive you. So in moving forward here, going to the next slide, which is important, again, is how do you start your day? And that's a choice. I know on a daily basis, I wake up and, very often I'll catch myself listening to the news. I'll say, hey, Google, give me a news update, or Siri, give me a news update, or Alexa, give me a news update. And all we hear is negative, COVID, issues. And if you start your day like this on a daily basis, it's very hard sometimes to kind of have a positive outlook, right? So very, very important. It's okay to listen to the news. Obviously, we don't want to put our head in the sand and just kind of avoid what's going on. You do need to know what's happening. But the point is you need to isolate yourself and you need to focus on a positive mindset. Because what I've recognized is if your attitude happens to be with a thumbs up, you tend to have more of what it is that you're searching or thriving for in life. Where if it's thumbs down, where you're always looking at the downside and the problems and the issues, and trust me, there's plenty of issues to choose from. And if this is what you focus on, you'll find that in your life, you'll have less. And that is a fact. And that's why we're sharing this with you, because we can teach you all the different wonderful things of this business in this industry. But if your attitude always starts from a negative point of view, I assure you, it will have an impact in your results. So in moving forward, the right attitude begin with the right mindset. A quote from Robert Kiyosaki, where it states that the richest people in the world look for and build networks, where everyone else looks for jobs. So we're talking about network marketing here. And your belief in the network marketing profession and belief that you can be successful will have a very, very strong impact in your results. And this is something that is extremely important to keep in mind as we move forward. So another thing that's important is what is your attitude towards our industry, I can tell you that my attitude towards our industry is giving back, really providing an opportunity, providing options for people to consume products that are good for them, but in the same time that provide a legitimate opportunity to be compensated by telling them about these wonderful products. And I have witnessed firsthand for over a decade this company, Max International, giving back to the world. It's really, really interesting, and they're committed to this. So again, what is your attitude towards the industry, towards our business model? Because it will have an impact on how others may feel about what we do. What is your attitude towards righteousness? You see, integrity is doing the right thing when no one is looking. There will be moments in your business where you can choose righteousness or the other direction. I can tell you one thing that I've learned over time is time will promote you or expose you. It will never fail. Time is a constant you cannot control because sooner or later the habits of decisions you make on a daily basis will get exposed. I mean, we hear this all the time, within the government world, within the corporate environment, within some of the most powerful actors and people in the world. Eventually, if you do things out of righteousness, you will get exposed. But if you do the right things on a daily basis, even though nobody sees what you do, but I'm telling you, people see. People do see. So never compromise righteousness. Very, very important. In our business, it takes an eternity to build credibility, and it takes a second, just like that, to lose it. Very important. So in moving forward, is understanding is what is your attitude towards teamwork? Teamwork and respect is extremely, extremely important, especially when you start having success in your business. Your income's starting to grow. You're starting to have a status. People recognize what you've achieved and they mentor you, or let me rephrase that. They want to be mentored by you, right? They want to follow you. And when I talk about respect, I'm talking respect not just for your upline, your downline, the cross line, and sidelines, but your company. Some of you may say, what's the difference between a downline and a cross line and a sideline? At the end of the day, just keep in mind that the person who brought you into this business and the people in your business and the people that may be in not necessarily your business, but in someone else's business, part of the same company, this is what I'm talking about. Respect everybody. Very important. If someone turns around and needs some help and they're not part of your team, don't turn them around because you don't have a financial gain. It will not serve you well over time. Yeah, I'm not saying that you have to spend a lot of time there. What I'm saying is give them what they need, point them the right direction, help them find some guidelines, right? Send them to someone that may be able to help them that you might be aware of that is part of their upline. And also, very important is to always maintain a level of respect with the company. We don't know the challenges the company goes through to give us this wonderful opportunity that give us an opportunity to thrive. Very important. As I often say, you attract more with honey than vinegar. So keep that in mind. And the last point on this slide I want to share is, this opportunity started with a dream of doctors that really caught the vision of founders and investors that decided to create a company called Max International. Really caught their vision, which turned into a team. Because of this company, now we have people from all over the world sharing this wonderful, wonderful news. And because of the benefits financially and physically, it turned into a mission. I'm telling you, people will never stop talking about this opportunity and these products because of the benefits that it brings into the world. So the fact here is this is what we stand for as a company. And moving forward, as we move on to the next slide, talking about the right attitude, really important is seek guidance from a mentor, from a line of support. You may not work with them directly, but you might be able to follow their group. A lot of leaders are wide open. My wife and I are very open, and whatever we do is available to everyone. If everyone succeeds, the company succeeds. If the company succeeds, it creates longevity for all the associates of Max International. So, but going back to mentoring, very important, is a mentor will help you succeed, right? Let me just kind of remove myself from the screen so we can read the entire slide here. Is very important here is a mentor will help you succeed, will help you improve, might recognize some of the weaknesses that you may have that you need to work on, will provide training, will make sure that they will help you do the work. They will create leadership for you and your organization. Also, motivating, which is a very important aspect of success in his business, is motivation, right? And being inspired. And in turn, as you're going through the process of being mentored, and you learn all of these different steps, in turn, you may find yourself becoming that mentor, which in turn you're duplicating the process. And this is often when you will start having a following, an organization that will thrive, that you have brought in directly or indirectly. So very important, seek for mentorship to help you guide you through the challenges that you come across. There will be moments that you will come across some challenges. And some of those challenges often may not be always obvious to overcome. So here's another aspect of attitude. Is your attitude is the key to success. It is the aroma of your heart. We all face challenges, and how we handle them is the key. The way that you handle yourself facing whatever adversity or challenges you come across will define into your results. So the message here, very important, is to adjust versus reacting. Reacting, depending on how you react, could be very destructive for you and your organization. Because once it starts going downhill, it doesn't stop, even though the problem has been resolved. So be mindful of that. When you see a challenge or a problem, adjust. Seek counseling so you can have the right approach to deal with maybe the feeling you have or whatever is going on. Because I'm telling you, every issues will eventually get resolved. But the way you behave around this issue might actually not be filtered, and it might be going through your organization. And now you're working hard again to build a business. But unfortunately, the cancer has started, and it's very difficult to stop. So very important is, as you come across challenges, folks, adjust. And if you identify yourself as maybe moments, which, hey, I have done, we all have done, don't beat yourself up on that. People also understand that we make mistakes, and that's totally fine. The key is understand that there will always be challenges, there will always be obstacles and adversities in life. And the key is to adjust. And often, these adversities and challenges may turn out to be a learning curve that will help you grow and become a better and more effective leader. This is my experience with adjusting versus reacting. So in moving forward here, what is important to understand is education, right? It's important to keep learning and reevaluating yourself and your business. And there's wonderful virtual trainings and books, as you can see here before you. These are just some examples, and I do recommend to pick all of them and read them all. They're all wonderful, and there's many others. But what's important here is that you live in quadrant number 2, where you want to stay focused and you want to be in a position where things are moving in a gradual way towards growth, right? You don't want to be in crisis all the time, which is what we call the quadrant number one, where this is where you got to fix problems and things have been left too long. And now people are panicking and your organization is freaking out. And this is quadrant number one. It will drain you, right? So the quadrant number two is the one that you want to stay in. And for that, you need to apply the small disciplines on a regular basis. And eventually, you will see wonderful, wonderful growth. And from time to time, yes, you may have to manage and deal with some of the crises that are out there. But also be mindful of the time you spend with quadrant number four, which is complete wasted time, right? Online, watching TikTok or Instagram or Facebook and just keep flipping, and hours are going by and no production, nothing done at all. You may feel you're working because in your mind, you're in the max mindset, but you're not doing anything that contribute towards building your business, right? Number three is distractions, right? The phone calls that you receive, the chit chats, overextending conversation that really is all not that necessary. And I'm not saying you don't want to spend the time building relationships because that's very important. That actually falls into quadrant number two, right? Building relationship, getting to know your team and everything else is very important. But again, it's just to have a common sense on these different activities. And again, we can't go through a lot. This topic alone, we can do an entire training on. But the key is, again, is to have the right attitude and be mindful of always keep learning and reevaluating your status as to what you are and what you do and what it is that you duplicate within your organization that will eventually result into what it is that you're thriving for. And moving to the next slide, which is very important here. Let me come back here. Is take action. Take action now. Don't wait later when I learn what the product's all about and once I understand the compensation plan better and let me start next week. And these are all red flags to me. If you make a decision to start with this business and you're here because you've done so, start now. You don't have to start big. Start small, right? Make your list. Start reaching out to people. Send a few videos, introduction videos for people to be introduced to our products or the opportunity, right? Invite them to a webinar. Tammy and I have plenty of webinars. If you go to MaxPays, MaxPays.com, we have some webinars there that are regularly being displayed throughout the week. We have active team training, where, for example, you'll find that segment here, the attitude segment, and there are many others that we believe are important training segments to help you grow your organization, to help you grow your business, right? Very, very, very important. So act now. Don't wait later. Don't wait later. It will not serve you well. Now, the other important aspect here is the attitude of gratitude. One thing that I found in my career in this kind of business is when you are grateful for whatever others are doing to contribute in helping you build your business or giving you feedback or helping you, whatever it is, a situation that may be. Be grateful for every minute. Be grateful for the company, right? Be grateful for these wonderful products. Be grateful for the scientists that came up with these wonderful products. Be grateful for the person that invited you to look at this business. Very important. Don't have an entitlement attitude as you owe me because I decided to sign with you. This is not the right approach. Be grateful. A grateful heart is a magnet to miracles. And that is an understatement. The more grateful you are, the more you will receive. And that is an understatement. That is an understatement. And this completes this segment of the training. My name is Chris Gingras. I'm a Crown Diamond Associate with Max International, and wanted to remind you that you can find more of those segments on activeteamtraining.com. And if you like this training, give us a thumbs up. Let us know we're doing well. And also don't forget to subscribe. That way, whenever we do an update, or such as this one here, a new training, and this way you can get the information the moment you subscribe whenever we post new trainings. Thank you for your attendance, and I look forward to your feedback. Bye for now.